is when you're not entirely sure what you should be quite doing. I think lots of people were out singing for the hospital, and I've just been outside sort of clapping along with my neighbours, of course all at a social distance, to cheer on the NHS who are doing such a wonderful job. So there we are. So yep, okay. So a few more hymns this evening. Had a couple of requests. This time from David Raby, so I'll do those, and another one which has come to mind, and then one which I thought might be nice to do as well. 678 is In Heavenly Love Abiding, and I suppose so many of these words people have been saying how apt they are for the situation we find ourselves in. Catching up with the neighbours. We were remarking today, a neighbour down the road, Elizabeth Hayward, but once upon a time we would be able to name everybody in Twelveheads, in the village. We knew everybody through the chapel and all the houses, and we just knew who lived there. But things have changed somewhat now, and we don't know people, but in some ways this is drawing us together. Twelveheads Bizzo now has a community Facebook page, so we're getting to know my neighbours at long last. Anyway, in heavenly love abiding, no change my heart shall fear, and safe is such confiding, for nothing changes here. God is round about me, and can I be dismayed? Hopefully not. Take strength from friendship and sort of being together in different ways. Although we're at a big distance apart, I feel sure that we all share a sort of common purpose and a common fellowship, common bond, if you like. 256 in hymns and psalms, and 348 in singing the faith. He is Lord. Once again, a lovely hymn, which is tune has been arranged by Norman Warren, and I have an idea he also did an arrangement of how shall I sing that Majesty as well, I think. The words are anonymous and the tune actually is unknown, but it's arranged by Norman J. Warren. He is Lord. Apologies, there was a smudged note, didn't quite make me modulation, did I? Oh dear. Oh well, I can't go back and undo it because it's all live and these things happen. Dear Carlo Curley came, American organist, the gentle giant, 6'8" or something, whatever he was, and 20 odd stone, and he was a great ambassador for the organ, and he believed that performers should be seen at Truro Methodist. I can be seen, and at the cathedral you can't see the console of the organ, and dear Carlo likes to be out in front to be with his audience, which I think is fair enough. After all, he said, well, Heifetz, one of the very famous violinists, you wouldn't stick him behind a potted palm, would you? And so he liked to be out in front, but he came and did a recital, and we did some duets together, and he started out and playing the piece, and it's got a few sort of pedal notes, and he missed one, and I came in and he stopped everybody, and he said, I just played a wrong note there. So he wanted to go back and put it right. So I don't feel too bad if it doesn't always go quite according to plan. If such a legend, that was dear Carlo Curley, who came and played for us at Truro Methodists on 3 occasions, and I got to play alongside him. Last night somebody said, oh, we got a bit of a bonus for the Vidor Toccata, and Carlo and I played the Vidor Toccata together. I played the church organ and Carlo played a big electric, and it was a real thrill. It's one of those things which will always go down in my memory for certain. playing alongside this great man. It was wonderful. And just a little aside to there, not everybody does Facebook, so they can't always see these little sessions. But I do have a YouTube channel, and if you search YouTube for Philip Davey Organist, you will find me, gosh. And there are various recordings there, and the Carlo Curley duet, which we did together at Truro Methodist, is there. So if you want to see two organists playing the Vidor Toccata and sort of, not exactly battling away, but there wasn't, we didn't hold back. Carlo certainly didn't hold back, and neither did I. Anyway, on with another hymn, 675 in Hymns and Psalms, and 466 in Singing the Faith. Have faith in God, my heart, trust and be unafraid. God will fulfill in every part each promise he has made. Those members of the church choir will have seen our newsletter, which has gone out, care of our secretary, and these words had come to her, and she'd been thinking on them, and I thought, well, it's a lovely tune. A chap called John Wilson, who actually contributed a lot to hymns and psalms, various arrangements. It's a very lovely tune, Redemptor. Rather lovely words and a rather lovely tune. So I'm going to play just one more this evening, Father of Everlasting Grace, which is number 300, and David Raby emailed me and asked me would I play this, so I certainly will. Father of everlasting grace, thy goodness and thy truth we praise. Thy goodness and thy truth we prove. Thou hast in honour of thy Son the gift unspeakable sent down, the spirit of life and power and love. And this is well, it's a great hymn, and the tune Stamford. I don't know about the origins of the tune Stamford. I'm sure it's 300 in Hymns and Psalms and 378 in Singing the Faith. But I have been to Stamford. Got some friends who live up there, and they may well be watching. Frank and Janet Trestrail, and Derek and Jill Wade. So Stamford, a lovely part of the country. Some time back we set out, a small group of us set out from Truro Methodist to go and and sing. I was fairly confident. I knew how to get there as I'd driven there before. Oh yeah, you go towards Coventry and sort of turn right. There's a bit sort of, you know, I'll find my way there. Well, anyway, it didn't quite sort of work out like I thought it might, and we saw signposts for Cambridge and all everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, we got there in the end, but it was perhaps might have been a better idea to take a map with us to start with. But you live and you learn. And perhaps a little story about this hymn. I always do a change of key, you know, the old tonic shift for the last verse. And dear Dennis Kent, who was one of our local preachers, said to me, he said, just because the words say we raise our songs of triumph higher, which they do in verse 4, doesn't necessarily mean you need to go up a key. So bless him. But so there we go. So Father of everlasting grace, to conclude this evening. By Charles Wesley and the tune Stamford by Samuel Ray. So I'll play a few more tunes tomorrow. It's good to sort of have your company and the comments and things along the way. Do send in requests. Like Uncle Graham commented this morning, he said, well, how long are you going to keep going for? So I said, well, there are 800 or more hymns in here, and there's another 700 or 800 in here, and there's perhaps 1,000 in here. I know that some of them double up, but there's probably plenty of time for me to plenty of hymns and things to play. So yes, I'll keep going at doing this, and do take care, stay safe, and I'll play again for you tomorrow evening. Keep your requests coming in, so that I'm playing tunes you'd like to hear. God bless and good night.